Hi, everyone, and welcome to this very special event in Mythos Busters history. Tonight, I am Sean. Joining me are my compadres Ian
Hi.
and Nick
Hello.
and Scott.
Good day.
Gents, it's an auspicious occasion.
Cheers.
That is a lukewarm reaction. Thank you very much.
I'm just overwhelmed by the gravity of it.
Yes, right? So, TLDR, like as short as you can chop it, we have been hoping and praying to reveal a card spoiler for this game for a very long time, and it's finally happening. So without further ado, let's get right to it.
Yes, let's.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the part where I told you guys you're not gonna be able to hear what's going on. This is just this is just for me and the viewers.
Should I just guess where the music's at?
Stop it.
No, sorry.
It actually kind of worked.
Damn it, didn't stop.
No, build that suspense, baby. Oh, I'm milking it so hard. Enjoy that crescendo. In practice, I realized that this cue's like a minute and a half long, so I gotta stretch it here. And reveal. I just realized I put it over the chat. I gotta move it now. Oh god,
Take it down and don't ever show them.
it's all coming apart at the hinges.
Fade to black now.
Yep.
One of the most Mythos
It's totally on brand.
Oh god, that was so painfully on brand. Oh, I hate it and love it. Okay, so guys, we have a special card. Obviously, Scott,
Yes,
would you do us the honors?
I would love to. It's a survivor card, which is the best class. It's an event, which is the best type of card. Zero cost event, Act of Desperation. It's a tactic and it's a gambit. Like I said, zero cost, level 0, 2 combat pips. It says, as an additional cost to play Act of Desperation, choose and discard an item asset that takes up at least one hand slot from your hand or play area. Fight. You get plus X combat and deal +1 damage for this attack, where X is the chosen asset's printed resource cost. If you succeed and that asset was in your play area, gain X resources. That resource gain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, doesn't this seem like a level 2 card-ish?
It seems like it should be better than 0 with how much discard play every survivor has.
Don't mistake that for a second as complaining, but...
No.
Oh, damn, Mark can take it! Guys!
He can, yeah.
Guys, this is resource acceleration in a Guardian.
Oh my goodness.
He can huck an empty 45 at an enemy and then pay for his next one with the resultant resources. Oh!
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, I need a
It's
second.
really good with any firearm, really. Anything that's using ammo.
Yes.
You just.
And also really good with my boy Yorick. Like, this is insanely good in Yorick.
Why?
Why?
Take us on that journey, Scott.
Well, you see, Yorick has
Hold
this
us by the
ability
hand.
where you can like play things from your discard pile, specifically items that are assets. And so you use, like, let's say a 45, you chuck it at somebody, you get the money for the 45, and then when you kill them, I'm not sure about timing, I have to read it again, but it gets that resource acceleration that Yorick desperately needs to keep the item train rolling.
So best case, not best case scenario, a good case scenario, he hucks an empty 45, kills the enemy, gets 4 resources, and then immediately can pay those 4 resources to play a fresh 45 out of the discard?
I believe he can, because it's an additional cost to play it. Choose and discard an item asset. So you pay the cost, So yeah, you could actually chuck a 45 at an enemy and then use the resources you got here to get that exact 45 back into play.
Because our enemies will be staring down the handle of a 45.
So, because the art is actually looks like it's a rifle or something. So I'm wondering if you get in a situation where you're using old hunting rifle and and then you just like chuck this to get rid of it, and then you can replay it, like if it jammed or something.
Oh, okay, so you were saying that when we first got this, the first thing I thought is, oh, this could be interesting in like a Wendy scavenging bow deck. If she like gets in a jam, misses a shot, and can't afford to reload, just huck it and then later get the item back through scavenging, and you got the resources, you can play it back down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as cool as Mark, I get it, but
It's a use, yeah, it's a use case, yeah. Who I think, yeah, there's obviously the investigators who like jump out at you, like York or Mark, but I'm thinking of course, I'm thinking of Rita already because of they previewed in some of the Circle Undone previews that there's going to be some cards in Survivor that benefit you for not having items. I can't remember the card offhand, the title of it, but it seems like there's going to be some cycle of cards that benefit you, so you could potentially like chuck an item to pass a combat test, and then it's going to turn on these other effects that benefit you if you don't have any items in your slots or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
what are the most expensive weapons we have currently?
Lightning gun.
Lightning
I
gun
think is it. Yeah.
And the bar is pretty up there. What's a bar?
That's a 5.
Then bar,
Yeah, lightning gun's a
typewriter,
6.
and
Shotgun's a
shotgun.
5.
There we go.
Yeah. Time Worn brand, but I don't know if you'd want to chuck it and because it doesn't have ammo. But
Narcotic
good.
manuscript is a 5.
I have to throw this out to the chat because they are making me like laugh a lot.
The
Newspaper.
yeah.
Desperately throwing a newspaper at a cultist and like
Bad cultist. Whap.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I always get confused about the what gets included in this, but the double or nothing should double the resources you get from this, yeah? No? If you succeed.
Yes?
Yep. If you succeed.
I think so,
it's part
yeah.
of the yeah, so that'd be a pretty sweet play too.
And you deal 3 damage total then?
What?
No.
+1 damage.
Oh, you
So if you
resolve.
doing-
Yeah, you resolve 4
Right, yeah, 4. Yeah.
Wait, 4 damage?
Yeah.
on a double or nothing.
Oh yeah, all right. No, I'm sorry. I was
Mhm.
thinking +4. I was like, no, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Damn, this is
so
really good with double or nothing.
yeah, 4
really,
damage
really
and
good.
double the resources. Oh, that'd be a sweet play.
Huh.
Mhm.
Guys,
So who takes
Guys.
double or nothing and active death? Who takes?
literally every Dunwich investigator.
Well, yeah, the done with. Yeah, I mean that's.
Wendy, of course.
Yes, Wendy is the one. That's it. I was trying to think of who was red and green.
Mhm.
Finn can do it.
Oh yeah, he
I
can
sure
take
can.
Survivor, can't he?
Yeah, he can take Survivor cards.
Yeah, if you're leaning hard into like illicit
Oh.
and that sort of thing, he's got a fair few
This
items
is
floating around.
This is good with Finn. Yeah, for
Ooh,
sure.
Ooh, Finn, Joey the Rat. That could be a thing.
Wait, what? No.
Because items.
Well, because you're getting the resources back for it, so the fact that you had to
Sure.
overpay is lessened.
I can't even remember what Joey does. What does? Oh, nothing. That's right.
Yeah, he as a fast action, you can pay a resource and then play.
I
item from your
suppose. Yeah. I mean, okay. You build that deck, Sean.
I'm spitballing here, okay?
I
Oh,
know.
you
I
know-
know, and I want to see it. I want to see it land.
I know, right? The other thought I had, and this one's not there yet, but I'm just talking about in the future, is this might actually be a decent solo Lola card. Because I think Lola most of the time takes Survivor as one of her 3, right? Most of the time.
Well, solo, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's a strong class for solo for her, yeah.
So if you get in a pinch and you're stuck on Survivor, and say you've got your fighting assets in Guardian, this is not a bad thing to have.
You know?
Because you can use this on an out of class item. Is how that works.
Agnes finally has a good use for her signature S.
Yes.
It just
Oh my
chucks her amulet at a monster.
Friendly Mr. Harvey. That is funny.
And the damage is not being hit by the amulet. It's just now the monster has to figure out what to do with the
Takes two horror.
yeah.
Oh yeah, amulet doesn't take up the hand slot.
Oh yeah, damn it.
Oh right.
Yeah, true.
Otherwise, if it weren't hand slot, then it'd be like key of ease. It's at 3, boom, pop it, and then play another one.
Oh,
Yeah.
gross.
I mean, this like as much as we're swooning over this card, it is quite. I don't know if restrictive is the right word, but like
There's a few bars
item
to
asset
clear.
that takes up a hand slot, right? Like it. I mean, it keeps it back, right? Because if this was just like discard an
Sure.
asset, it's like, well,
Right.
I have
you could
tons of
check,
good
like,
ideas, but yeah,
Right.
having it have to be a hand slot also is like super themey, like theme home run, right? Like
Yeah.
you are throwing a gun at somebody.
hmm
So,
It's nice that it can be from your hand or play area. So
Mhm.
Yes.
those extra copies of whatever that item is in your hand suddenly become useful all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like even flashlight. Like everybody,
Mm-hmm.
or not everybody, but a lot of level 0 investigators take flashlight. This is just a great thing to get rid of it without having to play another card. You actually get a use out of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is
And
nice. It's versatile, I think.
Yeah, and the 2 combat pips is awesome. Like that's
Mhm.
that's a sweet
That's not
set of
nothing.
pips.
I
Yeah.
think this could go in place of overpower for most investigators, where I might be including overpower. That could also take this.
Sure. Yeah.
I rarely
most
include
investigators
overpower.
take items, right?
If
Yes.
well, if you have enough, like I guess here's the question: how many hand slot items do you need to make this replace overpower? I mean, that being said, I don't play overpower very often.
Neither
now.
do I.
So, because I'm usually like, if I'm playing a combat gator, like I've got so many fist icons. I'm like, I do not need neutral skill card fist icons.
Oh, I'm
And I would
Scott, have a
argue
lot of
that-
fists.
I would argue that you don't need a lot of items in your deck to, potentially include one of these, because
Mhm.
all you need is like 2 items at minimum. All you need is a situation where you have one in play and you want the other one out, or something. Not even that, where you just want resources. It
Mhm.
literally, yeah. So I wouldn't even say like, well, once you hit 6 or 8 items, consider this. I'd say like, no, if you need resources and an extra fight tool, throw this in.
Yeah.
Are the
Yeah,
are
it's kind of similar to Sacrifice in a way, just because it has that similar mechanic of helping you to get extra uses out of something that you aren't using anymore because it ran out of ammo or whatever. It's restricted in some ways, like we talked about, and then it has to be hand slot, but it's also more versatile in another way in that it can be from your hand as well.
Yeah. I really like the chromatic tentacles.
I
in
was
the art.
just gonna comment on that. I'm like, are they iridescent? They look iridescent.
It's like those hoodies that everyone bought for
They've come to life.
those terrible, ugly ones.
No, they're garishly beautiful. Please.
Yes.
Yeah.
They allowed Sean to find me very easily at the airport.
True story.
So, Jacques Steampunk is asking, does this replace quiche?
No,
I don't think so.
no.
I think
Because I think
Maybe. I mean, in Survivor, maybe if you're not running like very
if you kind of a low
resource
build,
heavy.
I don't think
I
this-
think if your curve is low and the top of it are your weapons, I feel like you can make that work.
Maybe.
I feel
yeah.
like you wouldn't be including quiche anyways. Like this is just a nice
Right.
bonus, maybe.
Possibly.
Right.
Yeah.
It is an interesting option for like certain dark horse builds, where you have to do a couple of fight tests and you go down to 0, and it's like, oh man, now I'm running out of, now I won't have resources to boost my fire axe or scrap or whatever. Influx of resources.
Just throw the axe.
Yeah. I think this is like a really nice one of in a lot of
Mm.
gators
Oh, yeah.
who can take it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's honestly a 2 of in Mark though.
I think
Like,
it's a 2 of. Well, yeah, 2 of in Mark. I would put 2 of these in Mark. I would also put 2 of these in almost
York,
York
for
for sure. Wendy, any survivor that I'm running a recursion theme. So pretty much York or Wendy. But yeah,
I don't know if
for-
I don't know if I'd put 2 in Wendy, because like most of the, I mean, the way I play Wendy, at least most of the items I'm putting out are like lock picks or something I want to keep, and I rarely run out of money with Wendy. But I mean,
I should say
2.
Yeah, I should say that I should clarify solo Wendy. I do play solo, or at least I have played solo Wendy recently, and I got excited when I saw this card. But yeah, I suppose 1 of would probably be a safer way to go.
Yeah, I can see 2. Like I don't think, yeah. I think there's only 2 in my mind though. That's like 100% 2 of is Mark and Yorick.
Right.
But I think you can make arguments for others depending on builds, for sure.
Okay, I was just gonna ask if we had seen the Survivor investigator from Circle Undone, but do you think Rita takes this
Yes.
based on what we know?
Probably not.
She could use the help with combat if she ever needs to do an honest fight, but it kind of feels like she probably won't need to do that very often.
But do you build a Rita deck with a bunch of like items other than maybe flashlights and the shoes, and you know what I mean? Like,
well, the shoes don't take up a hand slot though.
No, you're right. They take up a foot slot. That's right.
That hand slot thing is big. Because think of all the times we've already messed this up. Like,
right? Yeah.
The biggest display card ever. Judge.
That's gonna happen a lot. I think it partially depends on what we see in the Circle Undone. Again, because of I should really look up what the freaking card is, because we're going to be talking about it soon on our upcoming episode as well. Able-bodied is what it's called. So that's basically the card. While you control 2 or fewer item assets, then the skill gains like all these extra assets, depending on if you have 2 or fewer or 1 or fewer. So it sounds like there's going to be more cards like that. So maybe there's a Rita build. I guess basically I don't think every Rita does, but it seems like there could potentially be a build that does use 2 of these, especially because I think she's going to be a heavy flashlight user because of her intellect being 2.
Walker of Tales in the Twitch chat is so right. Like, this card should be retitled. Yeah. I just picture Fry when I see that.
That should be the flavor text.
There's got to be a Futurama episode where Fry is uselessly throwing something and saying that.
I imagine, because I just saw this movie like a week ago, or it was on TV. 21 Jump Street near the end, where the one guy's shooting, and the other guy, the fat comedian, the main guy, but he throws his gun at the guy. The guy's like, "Why'd you do that?" And the guy turns around and like shoots.
Oh god, Pizza Goat is saying that they want an ally slot version. And now I'm just thinking of that meme image of someone like holding a guy and like swinging him at other people. I found a use for you now, Joey the Rat.
Like those circus cannons where you put the people in and they get fired at them. Circus cannon. That's the next card.
Great.
We'll finally get the Survivor boss killer.
Yeah. 3 damage.
This is also nice with is sleight of hand as well. That you can just like get rid of it as the last action if you have something.
Sleight of hand to Lupara, and then it after it's empty.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be a thing now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm on board. I just wanted to clarify.
Do we have to? I thought the fact that you need to clarify, man.
Friendly Mr. Harvey, you're killing it. Toss me. Don't tell the elf. It's the ally version.
I cannot you have to toss me.
Oof.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap this up since we're not actually talking about the card much anymore. Any final thoughts, guys?
Yeah.
Thank you, FFG, for finally giving us a spoiler card.
Right.
Well, I mean, genuine thank you.
Yes,
we were waiting a while, and we're glad it's happened.
Yes, very happy. That was genuine. I was just like, finally, yes, thank you.
It was genuine with cheek added to it.
Yes, there it is.
Tons of it.
100% grade A Canadian cheek. You can't get that.
You cheeky bugger.
I am happy they gave us this card specifically because, I mean, I don't know what other cards they could possibly give us, but this is a very fun one to discuss. It's a very combo-y card for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay, we're losing it, guys.
Just like starting blow with thud. This is now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm
This is
gonna
all
yeah, and I'll throw
making
in thud.
variations of the same fucking sound.
Do I need to come up with my own onomatopoeia? That's the best I got. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for this special preview. If you happen to be seeing this and you're not familiar with who we are and you just caught this somewhere in the community, we are about to hop over into the Mythos Busters Discord and record episode 51 of Mythos Busters, which is a podcast about Arkham Horror, the card game. So I'll go ahead and pop a link if anyone wants to join the Discord and hop in with us. I'll put that in the Twitch chat. And then everyone else, you can find us. Just Google Mythos Busters. We're there. Our SEO is great. It helps that no one else has our name.
What's an SEO? I don't even know what that is.
Search engine optimization.
Oh, okay.
All right. And on that note, we'll bid you farewell. We'll see everyone in the Discord for episode 51. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bum, 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 bum.